The road from Atlanta, Georgia to Charlotte, North Carolina was a smooth and a memorable one. Guys, the name is Andikud Films, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would encourage you to do so. Today, I'm going to tell you about our journey from Atlanta, Georgia to Charlotte, North Carolina. This is a memorable journey I will never forget. It's the first time my brother and I are driving in his Tesla Model Y, or a complete electric vehicle, from Georgia to Atlanta, covering over 244 miles on the road. Now, we made a quick but essential. Alright, I'm here with my brother, Mastermind.
I think Bella should charge you.
Stop in North Carolina to recharge the car, and it took us right from South Carolina to Charlotte without any stops. Okay, now the thing is that when we moved from Atlanta, the car was charged almost 100%. We didn't have to charge it again, but to be on the safer side, we decided to recharge it when we get to South Carolina, just to be on the safer side, because the car even gave us an indication that the thing about Tesla is that as soon as you charge the car and you are embarking on a journey, it tells you that by the time you get to your destination, you should have about 10% of the battery remaining, or 20% of the battery remaining. And we realized that from Atlanta to Charlotte, by the time we get to Charlotte, we are going to have about 10% of the battery remaining. That means our battery is not going to go completely down, or our battery is not going to die off. Okay, so we could have as well drove all the way to North Carolina, Charlotte to be precise, without recharging the battery.
trust me, if you don't take a break, you will eventually break. In one of my presentation slides for our emotional stability training on rest, I show images of elderly couples in restaurants, the mall, and around the neighborhood. Almost always, the wife is peppy, energetically moving around as the husband struggles to keep pace with his cane. In fact, by age 80, 61% motion to accomplish any task at hand for others. I am not a superhero. I chose to heed. I had to walk away from $60,000 in grant funding opportunities for my work in the cop. The toll on my health. So many good men burned themselves out by putting the superhero cape back on and hustling for work. It's called the Cave of Adullam. It's centered around where King David life, and history tells us that 400 men gathered unto David. He became their captain, and those men who entered that cave were distressed, discontented, and in debt. But when they left that cave, they were called mighty men of valor. So through the Cave of Adullam today, I work with boys who are mentally distressed, spiritually in debt, and emotionally just discontented. And they gather in the Cave of Adullam in Detroit, and they train. We use martial arts, judo, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and stick fighting. And of course, everything is rooted in biblical principles to help them deal with the emotions that tend to master them in the wrong moment.
Yeah, biblical principles. Do you go as a pastor? Do you go as anybody from the cloth, so to speak?
When you say, do I go as the teacher, you mean?
Yeah, but like
in my life, there's been a comprehensive man, strong but sensitive, courageous, from listening to secular hip hop to Fred Hammond, blasting in my Yukon. You can ask my wife, I was locked in. That's why I'm resolute in what I do for him. I don't allow people opinions and what they feel that God told them to tell me. First and foremost, prophecy, you need to confirm what he spoke into my life, not tell me something he ain't telling me. So
30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
They say we can get there to his house with 10% battery life, but they generally say around 20% we should charge anyway.
whether it's at a big place. And I think the tough part is when you're actually in that situation, if you knew what you will find out, you definitely wouldn't do it. But to say, hey, you don't have discipline, that's a little triggering given the circumstances that one person has been in versus another person in. And that's all I say.
Good. You were wrong about me going places and not being recognized. Maybe not to your level, of course. It shouldn't be as equal as that. But I've been in situations in LA with my brother Matt Barnes and my good friend Vic, smooth brother as well. Women literally like, where y'all from? What you do? Brother the janitor, buff at a school. Teachers want to holler at him, same temptation. I've been in situations where I'm talking in rooms with women wanting to, was so heavy. I'm just watching it today. If you haven't really unpacked that, like really, the areas in your life where you hesitate. I talk to a lot of men about being married.
Yeah, but it also said about we all fall short of his glory.
But it also says that we're not to abuse his grace.
Yeah, and also say, and we could go back and forth.
Yeah, so what does it really come down to? It comes down to who's really living it.
Yeah. But you know, marrying is always a goal, not the goal. It's
Hence why we have repentance in the blood of Christ, right? I wanted to make that clear. Like, I'm not sitting here like I get it all right all the time.
Yeah.
As far as falling in that area of a lack of sexual self-control, I've been fighting really hard to maintain where I am. I want to finish strong. Now let's just say, okay, my life.
I label myself like the black sheep of the family. Right? My older brother, my mom had 3 sons. Yet, they got 2 dogs. They're like the most theatrical, perfect little situation. I admire that. My father. Real examples. I know what marriage is. I have great examples. But there also was a thing that said, what would Jesus do? Correct?
Who created that?
Man.
Okay, so we.
But we all want to be like Jesus,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Jesus wasn't married.
Bro, son, come on. How long
guy
was
has a lot of
Jesus
questions.
here?
33 years.
How long was his ministry?
A lifetime.
3
years.
3 years.
Well, when he was, he ministered his entire life, because at 12 he was teaching in the synagogue. But they say scholars or theologians accomplishing all that he needed to do. Now, you use him as an example, but throughout, let's go to the beginning. He answered that.
I didn't hear you.
No, he was not. Did he preach against marriage? What did Jesus say the reason why Moses allowed for divorce?
Infidelity.
No.
What? Adultery. No, it wasn't adultery.
You think Yeshua, Jesus said that Moses allowed them that certificate of divorce because the people's hearts were hardened. It's not his will, son. It's not. So that's the danger in having a fear. I'm not saying you have a fear-based mind, but when we allow fear, or when we look through the lenses of fear, it's really the perspective or perception of what he's trying to show us. For me, let me give you an example.
I'm still, my example's still pending too.
What example still fit?
I didn't give you the example of.
Okay, well okay. Your turn.
I was trying to tell.
So tired. So tired. We made a brief but essential stop in South Carolina to recharge the car. And guess what? It took us just 10 minutes to charge the car. It was as quick as the speed of a wind. Yeah, we had to charge our car. And it took us only 10 minutes to charge the car.
With all his children, child support. I saw the ill effects in his life. My fear of divorce, see again, is how you look at things.
And we drove all the way from South Carolina to North Carolina without any stop.
I never want my children to experience what I never had.
Because I think these type of conversations is needed, because I think oftentimes, David was a guy after God's own heart. God promised all David's enemies the head. He served Saul.
We got the tape. I'm chasing you. It's all good.
After further review, the reason it's good is Jason Williams. Wilson. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
But this is my example. There's a young man by the name of Tyreek Hill. Example, a part of my fear that the world has created this weaponization of marriage. Correct. So when you lift your hand up one more time, that's of her ring. That's pressure. That's weapons. That's something to say, oh, you're not married? What's the first
tomorrow gonna be today. And so if you can understand that it can change for you tomorrow, it'll give you the fortitude to hang in there today. Because all you got to do is wake up. See, when you wake up in the morning, man, that's God. I hated it, but I knew God was showing me something. But after about, I'm gonna tell you real, man, after about a month, I told God, I said, okay, man, I got it. Major point, huh?
I need a mattress, brother.
Major point. You have my attention. Got it. See, my parents never knew I was home. My ex-wife, I got a wife, twins. So I said, man, let me call my daddy, ask my dad. I really owe y'all an apology because I'm the one person that's solely responsible for the sign that says pay before you pump. Because I could get some gas. I'm gonna fill it up. I wasn't getting like $5. But I got a gig in Jacksonville, Florida at the Punchline. If you can get there tomorrow night, I got $150 for you. I called Tom Sobel, I got the gig. I drove from Pensacola to Jacksonville, made the $150 on Friday night. I said, man, I got $150. I called Chuck Sutton, he ain't answer the phone. He said, I was so funny, he said, hey man, I'm gonna replace the act we got. If you stay another night, I'll give you another $150. That's crazy.
That's sort of like the picture you always see where the one guy stops.
That's my favorite picture, you know. Everybody do that, man. You know, Deion Sanders told me one time, man, we was talking. He said, Steve, everybody got a turn back moment. Everybody got a moment in their life where they turn back. You get to choose now. Because turning back is the simplest way to go about it sometimes. It's easy to turn back. It ain't hard no more. But that's kind of crazy. Some dude asked me the other day, he said, one of my partners, we was talking, he said, Steve, why you always take the hardest road, man? You always go the hard, why you always pick the hardest road? I said, hey man, what make you think I see two roads?
That's real.
I just know that way. That's the way. And the way is hard. That's the way. You see, all is hard, homie. You just gotta pick your hard. It's hard to go to the gym and get in shape like y'all. But it's hard to be a fat motherfucker too now. Shit.
They hard.
Yeah, that's hard. You walk your ass back up that hill. It's hard. Yeah. You'd have been better off going. Anything wrong. I had a TV show.